talking about soul healing meditations, talking about soul healing. Do you guys know that registration is open for the Collecting Stones meditation journey? So make sure you sign up. Link is in the description, link is in the profile. Hope you guys can hear me good. I am looking around to make sure the mics are on. Just double checking, is that mic on over here? I don't see. Looking here. Okay, we're ready. Nothing like doing it live. There's nothing like it. I'm going to read a little bit if you guys are okay with this. Everybody is soul searching, even if they don't know it. Do you know anybody who soul searched? They soul searched before, they're soul searching. Anybody that you may know, even if they don't know they're soul searching, even if they don't call it that. So it's not like we're calling it that. So as you're living your life and you feel lonely, you feel scared, you feel lost, you feel confused, you feel like you're lacking purpose, you feel like you don't have confidence or you're losing confidence. But what happens is we're actually soul searching. Even if someone seems like the most confident person, like their confidence is over the top, even if someone's ego is just way up here, I'm the best there is, you're crap and I'm the best, even if someone's ego is just way up here, even if somebody's pride and ego and confidence is way up here, they're still soul searching and they'll still soul search. The most spiritual people on the planet soul search. The most awakened people on the planet are still soul searching. You can be somebody, you're sitting on top of a mountain and you're praying and you're sitting there and you're still soul searching. So many people are soul searching. They just are. Did you guys sign up? Because the Collecting Stones meditation journey is going to blow your mind. It's going to be like nothing you've ever experienced. You'll never forget it. Collecting Stones meditation journey registration is open. The journey starts July 19th. The link is in the profile and description. When you do the Collecting Stones meditation journey that I'm going to be guiding you guys through, when you do this, you'll never forget it. I promise you, on the 7th day of the stone collecting journey, I promise you this, you will never, ever, ever forget it. It's going to be a part of your soul in such a good way. It's going to be so cleansing and so healing. Android users had some issues with signing up to the registration yesterday, but that's been fixed and we're in a great place. So check it out and get signed up. And by the way, it's free. Free. Even the most spiritual people, the most together people. TLE says on YouTube, I signed up. Oh, incredible. Panaleo says yes on YouTube, signed up. Elena, Alexandra, good to see you. You're over there on YouTube. I read your comments. So excited you said you signed up too. So glad everybody is signing up here. Stacy Russell, please tell me again the name of the book that you will be using for the Stone Meditation course. This is it right here. Medical Medium Revised and Expanded. The new edition, Revised and Expanded. It's this book right here. I'm reading out of it now about soul searching. So this is the book. Amazon, it's like dirt cheap for this book right now. It's just incredible. Amazon.com US. Get it from any bookstore. Get it free at the library. So even if we don't know it or we don't call it that, everybody is soul searching. We soul search because part of us feels lost or we don't feel whole. Do you ever have that feeling where you just don't feel like a whole person? You feel like there's a piece missing or a part of you that's missing and you don't feel whole. Did you ever have that experience where you don't feel that? You don't feel like you're whole? Or because we feel like we're not living up to our soul's potential. How many people feel like I'm not living up to the standard that I make for myself? I'm not living up to my full potential. I'm not living up to my soul's potential. How many people feel that way? We soul search because of life's hardships too. The hardship scale. Let's talk about that a little bit. It's interesting. I've seen people go through atrocities and they had unbelievable hardships where if they tell someone, you don't even you can't even, like, you don't have words. You can't fathom what that's like. People that have been in difficult hardships, and those hardships take them to a place of soul searching. And then you have people where they had hardships too, but the scale is so different for everyone. For everybody, the scale is so different. There's different levels of hardships, but it depends on which world you live in. You can be someone who's silver spoon fed, right? Great support system, not a care in the world, no financial problems whatsoever, a family giving you support. You go off to private schools. Everybody's worried about you. Everybody's taking care of you. You don't have to worry about anything, and you can still have a hardship. Still have a hardship. And still get affected. Like, the scale is different for everyone. And then you can be someone that comes from nothing and got hit by a train or a bus, and you just climb out of that, and but there's hardships. The hardship scale is really interesting. I never talked about the hardship scale. I should go into that more deeply. Often a negative experience or a series of them will prompt a person to feel broken or depleted. Who feels depleted when you go through something? How many people feel like they're so low on reserves? They've been through a lot. They've been through a lot of trauma. They've had some heartache, some breakup. Maybe they had a relationship breakup and you feel like your heart was ripped out of your chest and stomped on. And you just get wasted from it and your reserves get really low. Your reserves are low. It's a lot of people that feel depleted from that. Alexandria Sophia says, what makes the scale so different? Is that karma from past lives? Really good question. Really good question. The scale is so different. You're talking about, so Alexandria, you're talking about the scale as far as what makes the difference of someone having a much more difficult situation, a difficult hardship versus somebody else was what seems like a lesser hardship. And that's another discussion too. But there's also how someone receives that hardship. So what I was saying was you can get somebody that goes through something terrible and they seem to be bearing it. And then you can get someone that they went through something very small, but it feels so bad. It feels so bad. There's a scale that happens within everyone. Where somebody else would be like, wait a minute, you're that hurt over that? And the person's like, I'm deeply hurt, deeply, deeply hurt. You don't understand me. You don't understand who I am. You don't understand how I feel. I am deeply, deeply hurt. And someone else would be like, I understand what you're saying, but I don't see why you're that hurt because I fell off a cliff and hit my head on a rock down below. And it was a terrible trauma because someone pushed me off the cliff. But I've handled it. I've tried to get past it. And someone else is like, they had a different experience for something what seems like much smaller. Because the hardship scale, you can't measure it, is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't measure it. It's unmeasurable how people feel with their soul and what's going on inside their soul. Gina says, I agree. I just lost my mother, quit my job in healthcare, and I'm lost. A light blast was great, which I want to do another light blast coming up, but we have to do the collecting stones meditation journey. I just think I was one of the 10 that was last. We want to feel complete again. We don't want to feel depleted. We don't want to feel like our reserves are low. We want to feel complete again. That's soul searching. It can take the form of attending retreats, going to hear inspirational speakers because we're soul searching, seeking advice from loved ones, signing up to every single spiritual course in the world and paying $2,000-$3,000 or whatever it takes to just go sit with the best spiritual leaders because we're soul searching. Enrolling in therapy or any other number of other activities. That's what we do. That's what people do out there. We're soul searching. We're looking for answers. We feel lost. We feel there's a sadness inside of us. We feel like something is wrong. Something's missing. It's what we do when we're looking to heal and elevate our souls, to strengthen our purpose in life. If you guys just got on here, Jeanette Gendrum says on Facebook, I don't have time and money for soul searching. Too busy keeping kids and animals alive. Completely understand. Because, Jeanette, what you're doing, it's survival. It's survival. I actually respect and appreciate that comment. Juliet says, I'm depleted. I have had the most chaotic and traumatizing past months. That's what we do when we're looking to heal and elevate our souls, to strengthen our purpose in life. Your soul resides in your brain. Powerful piece of information right there. It resides in your brain. I've said this before. It's why intuitively and instinctively they would chop people's heads off and stick them on pikes. It's why they used to guillotine people they hated the most. They didn't just stab them to death. They didn't just drown them. They guillotined them. They wanted their head severed off their body because there was something back in the Dark Ages. There was something back then that instinctively told the human race that something is inside of here. Cassie Healy says, is there an end to this soul searching? It's a really good question. And how many lifetimes are we soul searching? People don't realize it, but we take all of our experiences, all of our knowledge, we take it with us when we leave here. Because the physical brain isn't the only place that harnesses information. The neurons and the glial cells isn't the only place that's harboring information. The soul is harboring experiences and information. Our soul that resides here is harboring information from every single lifetime. I hope no one's offended if I even say that, because someone might say, no, there's only one lifetime. That's it. I pose a question to you, or pose a question. If you're with tremendous respect and no judgment, if someone believes it's only a one-time thing, We're here, we're gone. We have no soul. We cease to exist, and that's it. Everybody has their right to believe in anything they believe in. But keep in mind, we're in the present time right now. How is it possible we're all here on the front line? Think about that for a minute. I want to go deeper into that. Jake Davis says, I spent so many years after I lost both of my parents, lost and depleted. After about a month of living an MM lifestyle, I started to get my life back and felt like that void was finally being filled. Jake, thank you for being here. You're on YouTube. How is it possible that we are on the front line of time itself right now? Think about it. Every minute that clicks forward, every second that clicks forward is the front line. We are on the front line right now. You're not in the past right now, 500 years ago. You're not in the future 500 years from now. You're on the brink, the edge. You're on the front line, pushing forward into the future second by second by second by second. Well, how did you manage to end up here after billions of years and quadrillions of people that have passed and gone? They've lived their life, they died, they're gone. Lived their life, they died, they're gone. Civilizations, centuries and centuries of people, thousands of years of civilizations. How is it possible with all that? You think we were just chosen to be on the front line right now at the very second that's pushing forward into time? Out of all the trillions of people, the billions and billions of people, and the centuries and the thousands of years, civilizations, for some reason, we're just picked to be on the front line of time? Aren't we special? Aren't we special? No, it's because we came around again. We came around again. Evan says, I really hope you are coming out with your spiritual book that got delayed by prior events. Indeed, it did get delayed. In fact, it was canceled for the year. I'm not even able to work on it. I've lost the opportunity for this year. See, Evan says, I am looking forward to that so much. I am too. I've been kept busy by a lot of darkness. Obviously, you guys are up on what's happened and what's going on. I don't know if you listened to the Medical Medium podcast at Apple Podcast the last few episodes. I don't know if you've actually got a chance. But yeah, that was completely robbed from the medical medium community and robbed from me to be able to actually fulfill a duty, which is to hand in my spiritual book, start, complete, and hand in my spiritual book for this year so we can have that to the publisher. That never happened. Yep. Manya says, AW, can you share why this time right now is so significant? Well, think about it right now. We're on the front line of time as we speak all together in this moment, which means we've most likely been here before and before and before. And as I was saying before, our soul carries information. You might not be able to tap into it and tap into your soul and the information that you've taken over from lifetime to lifetime. And I've learned all this from Spirit of Compassion, by the way. You may not be privy to the information that's passed on over and over and over again, meaning into, boom, another body, your soul, you live a life, you get all these experiences in for information, you die, your soul contains that spiritual information, all that knowledge, and you may not be able to tap into it that you think we're all here by chance, just by chance, with all those people who have been on this planet alone, never mind how many people have been on other planets, you think we've just suddenly have all just, we're here right now by a fluke. Hey, Cold White Spring. Tally, I suffer from chronic migraines on IG. Okay, Tally says, I suffer from chronic migraines. My father is unwell, and it's changed my life a lot. I'm so over the pain medicine that's so unhealthy for me. How do I move past it and get my healthy life back? You're working on medical medium information. There's a lot of tools that so many people have used here to get their lives back. Cold White Spring, I read your comment. It's gone up now. They contacted the journalist right before Brain Saver. I bet that book was the target. But the journalist spent so much time writing and questioning what he was fed, so they only delayed this one. Your soul also stores your hope and your faith and your trust. So that I want to talk about a little bit. Have you ever had your trust broken? Just broken. You ever had your faith really tested? Really tested? Your trust, your faith, your hope? Hope crushed, and smashed. Your soul stores your hope, your faith, and your trust. Stores it. All of which help keep you on the right path. That's a mechanism that helps to keep us strong and keep us on the right path. Ideally, we would have fully intact souls over the course of life's hardships, though a soul can become fractured. A soul can become fractured. Have you ever met anyone where if you use your intuitive capabilities and intuitive strengths, you can almost kind of like just see it and understand that the other person might have some fractures. They get triggered. They're struggling. This can be caused by traumatic events, such as the death of a loved one, betrayal by a loved one, betrayal by oneself, as well as ongoing traumas such as the loss of freedom and trust that comes with experiencing chronic illness and symptoms. So I want to go into that a little bit. When we get sick, we then lose faith in a lot of things. We lose faith in the pharmaceutical industry, for one. People have chronic illness, they lose faith in the pharmaceutical industry. Medicine and medical science has a lot to offer. Life-saving surgeries, life-saving procedures, but there's this whole massive swath of people that suffer from chronic symptoms and conditions, and they suffer greatly, and they haven't been able to find answers, and they feel like their body has let them down. They feel like their body's shutting down. They feel like they can't get better, and they've tried everything and they've done everything. That's really hard for people. When soul injuries are fresh, they can result in feeling of being lost. Just reading the book a little bit. If you guys want to know which one it is, by the way, I just want a little reminder. Have you signed up? The registration came out yesterday. Please look out for it. Link is in the description. Link is in the profile. We're talking about some incredible information right now. Interesting information. Someone just said on IG, I ordered 5 of your books. Incredible. Incredible. If you got Medical Medium New Edition right here, the Collecting Stones meditation is inside of this book. Important to have. If you signed up to the free Collecting Stones meditation journey, be prepared because I am giggly with excitement because I know that you're going to have an unbelievable, profound experience. The link is in the description and profile. We can lose connection with oneself, loss of desire or inspiration to preserve or thrive, persevere or thrive, or even loss of life force. And that's what happens too when we just get broken down and beaten down. We feel like we don't have our life force anymore. We feel like we've lost our life force. And then wounds from hardship, betrayal, and broken trust or emotional hurt often exhaust a person's immune systems. That's another thing too. Like, it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen with relationship breakups. And within those relationship breakups, people's immune system just tanks. It's like one too many relationship breakups and their immune system just gets so low because it's exhausting, especially if you're staying up all night, you're not sleeping good, you're tossing and turning, you feel hurt, you feel that pit in your stomach. And this can drop down our immune systems and defenses. On IG, Vanya says, doing the cleanses helps us heal our souls. And the meditations help a lot too, like moon meditation and soul light meditation, which are incredible meditations, by the way. Margot says, is schizoid soul fractured? Collecting stones meditation, by the way, is what we're doing. And it's going to start on the 19th, July 19th. I'm forewarning everybody. Register now. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Tell a friend. Tell everybody. It's really going to be exciting. I have 3 stones. These are example stones right here. These aren't my stones for the meditation journey. Register now. You will need to be signed up to get the daily videos. Really important to know. I just have to remind you guys, I'm afraid so many of you are going to miss the chance of doing the Collecting Stones meditation journey with me. And then everybody's going to like, where is it? When is it? It's over. We did it already, right? Chokam says, is a narcissist or psychopath the cause of heavy metals or broken soul or personality? You can have a combination. Correct combination. I just saw a combination. Easily can have that. Yes. Crispy Perspective over there on YouTube. Been feeling so stressed from relationship breakups and disappointments, and all acne have sprouted up. Sleep quality went down. So what happens is when we have relationship problems and we have breakups, our immune system drops. It drops down. When our immune system drops down, what happens, you guys, is that when it drops down, other things rise up. So our immune system, other things can rise up. What are other things? Well, streptococcus, that's behind acne. Other things can rise up. UTIs, that's streptococcal. UTIs, boom. It's another one too. Fatigue can start up after breakups because immune system lowers, and then everybody's Epstein-Barr just starts to rise up. Sometimes a person's soul injury and resulting emotional state isn't a physical problem, yet symptoms often take time to build quietly in the background. So a soul injury at an earlier time in life could be the trigger for future symptoms of full-blown conditions to come. We're talking about that now. If you don't have the right knowledge and tools and resources to take care of your soul and physical body, we can get in trouble. That's how it works. Let's be clear. Emotional wounds and soul wounds are not the reason for physical suffering. Big triggers, though. Big triggers for underlying susceptibilities, which everybody has, which are caused by pathogens, poisons we're up against in the world. And heavy metals, that's an example. It's a poison. But you are not weak. You are not weak regardless. And you're not weak just because you're chronically sick. You're still not weak. Strongest people I've ever seen. And let me go into this part. This is important. Please, if you guys have a second to listen to this. You know how strong people who have chronic illness really are? people who have been sick for years, they're strong. I can guarantee you that if you take someone who's an athlete, maybe a professional athlete in football or basketball or professional swimmer or something, right? And they get chronic illness, screaming like a baby, screaming and screaming like a baby. Can't handle it for more than 6 months, can't handle it for more than 2 months. There's people out there who are chronically sick for 5, 6 years, been to every doctor, been to everything. They've been through hell and back, but they're strong, really strong. They may not seem strong. They can't run a marathon, but then you take somebody who's been strong their whole life. They run marathons and everything, and they finally get sick. They are screaming bloody murder because they can't take it for a minute because it's stopping them from doing what they want to do and feel and be indestructible, and they can't handle it. It's amazing how it works. The most strongest people I've ever known are people that have been through it and they understand and they've been sick. Clear Done on YouTube says, been to hell and back, you bet. On IG, Fearing Woman says, I've lost my husband July 4th, and I can't eat, sleep, or manage to have the energy to do anything in the house. All I do is cry and mourn. God bless you. I'm so sorry you're going through that. A person with a soul injury is vulnerable. If you ever hear a friend say, I'm not ready for another relationship, I'm still hurting from my breakup, she's acknowledging that her soul needs time to heal before the risks of putting herself into the firing line again, right? So a lot of people, their soul's been injured, they've been hurt, and they're like, I can't get into another relationship. I can't start another relationship. I'm not ready because I can't handle it, because I've been hurt really bad. And I need to be careful, and I need to take my time, and I need to do some healing and rebuilding. Along the same lines, if you've ever observed someone who's sick with symptoms or a condition and hasn't been able to find answers, you may see this person hungrily pursuing spiritual learning in any form: religion, spiritual gurus, self-help books, meditation retreats, breath work. It's likely because that person's soul has been injured from all of the trust lost along the way. And he or she is instinctively searching for ways to make the soul healthy and complete again. It's incredible information. Marie says, which book is this? Which page am I on? Page 394. 394. Sometimes soul searching will bring people closer to themselves. Many times it will leave them feeling more lost than ever, under the guise of help. You may have heard the false theory that illness is just a cry for attention. Have you ever heard that? Where you're just crying for attention. You're not sick. You were never sick. You're crying for attention. You're asking for help. You're asking for attention because you're not sick. You may have heard the false theory that illness is just a cry for attention. You may have heard that when bad things happen to us, we cause them by thinking the wrong thoughts, or that something about who you are as a person is wrong. You've heard that too, right? You caused your illness. That's what you hear out there. That's what a lot of people talk about. It's spiritual movement. It's really bad. I have to be honest. That's the one thing, actually one out of many things in the spiritual movement out there, that I think is really messed up. Annalisa Phipps says, Anthony, is there a way to tell when you're dealing with pure evil versus brain toxins? There definitely is pure evil out there. I will not deny that. I don't know if you ever hear my Telegram messages ever. Are you guys on my Telegram page? I don't know if you ever heard me talk on there. There's a lot of forked tongue out there. There's a lot of dark darkness out. There's a lot of people that have obviously dark intentions. There's a lot of darkness out there in the world. It's true. If we walk around and pretend there is no darkness, and we walk around and pretend there's nothing dark out there going on, if we walk around and pretend nothing bad's happening, we're really in some kind of crazy bubble, because that's not reality. And another thing too, not everything is a lesson to be learned. Meaning when darkness occurs, right? It's not that you're supposed to learn a lesson because darkness is attacking you. It's not really that. You're trying to go about your business and do good things in life, and then darkness attacks. A lot of people are told that they caused their illness upon themselves. So in the spiritual movement, I see that a lot. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, you manifested that sickness. You must be manifesting wrong. That's why you're sick. You've been to 20 doctors and you got neurological problems and tremors and fatigue and your eyes are twitching and you got all kinds of different problems. You must have done that to yourself through manifestation. You must have manifested wrong, bad thoughts or something like that. Maybe you're just a bad person and you need lots of spiritual growth, and that's why you have all those crazy neurological symptoms, because you brought it on yourself. You hear that? That's terrible, because that's not correct. Michelle Ulrich says, AW, I was a competitive bodybuilder and ran half marathons. That's incredible. When I got my autoimmune diagnosis, I completely healed from the symptoms after discovering medical medium information. It took 2.5 years. God bless you, Michelle. Proud of you too. You stuck to it, even with all the BS out there. The lies that are out there about medical medium, the amount of negativity, the amount of discrimination, because I hear a voice, the amount of all of that. And you've hung in there for 2.5 years despite all of that BS and cancel culture. And also, what is it called? Competitor attacks and takedowns out there, because they don't like the fact that medical medium is in the health space, offering free stuff 24/7, including tons of information for people to heal. So competitors are trying to knock out medical medium and medical medium health space, right? Even with all that going on, and you hung in there for 2.5 years, incredible. MeTube 787. You usually leave comments on YouTube. I haven't seen one recently. I got to look for them. MeTube 787. The past 3 years was a great display of evil, cloaked as good. We should remember and recognize it for what it is. How'd you know it's the past 3 years? You are definitely tuned in to the lies and the garbage that's been out there. Interesting. Yep. I'm going to talk more about it when I get a chance. Yeah. Unless you're talking about the sea out there. Which, yep. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are ill or going through a trial like a divorce or a loss, you did not manifest it. I'll say it before. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Come on, AW, get it right. You did not attract it. I have to make sure I get that information out there, okay? That's important. If you're struggling or if you're suffering, if you're going through something, you didn't attract it. You're not attracting something terrible to happen to you or something challenging to happen to you. That's not what you're doing. You're not a bad person. You didn't manifest hardship. So much incredible information in this book, by the way. You guys, we are coming up to the Collecting Stones meditation journey. So I'm just letting you know, it is coming pretty soon. We're starting it July 19th. Did you sign up to it? Don't miss out. And I'm nervous people are going to miss out, because it kind of like ends up like an ice pick in my ears when after we do something like this, Everybody's signing up. We're there. We're doing it. And then after it's over, I hear, when does it start? How come I missed it? What is this collecting stones meditation journey? And each one is like an ice pick going in my ear to my brain. Link is in the profile. Link is in the description. And registration is now. It's now. Okay. You deserve to heal. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel whole. You do. You deserve it, and you deserve to heal. Keep that in mind. On IG, anything for RA. You're looking at a book specifically helpful for RA right here. Revised in Edition, Medical Medium. Your heart serves as the compass for your actions, guiding you to do the right thing when your soul becomes lost. You can have a busted up soul. You can have a soul that's been through hell and back. You could have a soul that feels fractured. You can feel like, whoa, there's nothing left for me to give anymore. I can't give anymore. I can't, right? You can be at that place, and your heart will be the compass. Your heart will actually give you direction for your actions. It'll guide you to do the right thing when your soul becomes lost. Because even if your soul is busted up pretty bad and you feel pretty down and you feel pretty beaten down, your heart will then become that compass and help guide you the direction you need to be guided. Alexandra Sophia says the heart's guidance is always right on point. Your heart is also your heart is also a safety net that can compensate for soul injury. This means you can have a tattered soul and a warm, loving heart. How many people out there have a warm, loving heart, regardless of all the crap they went through? How many people have that, where they still have a warm, loving heart? No matter what, how much they've gone through, no matter how much trust was broken, no matter what occurred, betrayal, they still have a kind, loving heart. I never give up on people. I never give up on people. Even if there's been, say, stabbed in the back by somebody that I know because they wanted something out of me and I said no. Even with something like that, I still don't go on the next day saying I'm never going to trust a single person again after that. I don't do that. I trust again, and I trust again, and I trust again. That's what I do. And I keep trusting, and I keep on moving forward. That's what I do. When your soul suffers fractures and losses, a strong heart will get you through with selfless love, compassion, and joy until your soul has managed to heal. It's like the heart takes over. Your heart takes over while your soul is healing. I like that. I love that. It comes from the heart. Coldip says on YouTube, can anyone direct me to where the link is for the stone meditation, please? If you're on YouTube, check YouTube. Link should be in the description. Or the description in the video. So look for it. Don't miss out. I promise you, it's going to be an experience. That I can promise you. You can also find it at medicalmedium.com. Find the link there at medicalmedium.com. Don't miss out. I strongly urge everyone to partake in this because it'll be so fun. So fun. Anyway, you guys, I just want to say thank you for hanging out. Thank you for doing this. It's the summer of healing. That's why we did the light blast. That's why we're doing the collecting stones meditation journey. Hannah T says, why does God send people into our lives who keep betraying us? Is our job to give people chances over and over, love unconditionally? Look, I'll tell you something. It's not God doing that. You guys are incredible. It's been an honor. Renato 144AW, if the heart is hurt, can that block someone from tuning in with their intuition? Is the heart emotionally hurt, physically hurt? Two different things. But our heart, either way, is still that beacon no matter what. Even if it's injured physically, it's still the beacon. Kind of lights the way. Now, there are people out there that have cold, dark hearts. I mean, that does exist, where they have cold, dark hearts. There is that term heartless, and it actually is real, unfortunately. There are some heartless people out there. It exists on this planet. Darkness can take over people and completely corrupt their heart. And then genocide occurs in so many different levels, on so many different ways. In so many different ways. So that does happen. There's some evil people on the planet. And then toxic heavy metals can affect people too, in so many different ways. But even with that, really, there are just some serious evil people on the planet that do just heartless, cruel things and despicable things. It's horrible. And don't have a care in the world about human race are suffering. This has really been an incredible, fun discussion, you guys. So I just want to give you one more reminder. Don't miss out on the Collecting Stones meditation journey. As you clean up your body physically, like, for example, like the medical medium tools cleans up people's bodies physically, intuition gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Intuition gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And then these revelations, and then these epiphanies, and then these realizations come, and then incredible references occur. But people also have free will, and they can be persuaded and brainwashed very easily out there. So people have free will, and free will can be the greatest thing ever. And it can also get us in trouble, of course, and we can be persuaded. Seeing interesting comments from you guys everywhere. The thing is that with Spirit of Compassion, I tend to ask a lot of questions to SOC, and I could probably do just an 10-hour live every day, and we can go into places that answer a lot of questions, spiritual wise, and it would be mind-blowing. But I'll try to get it all in the spiritual book if I could ever get to it. I love you guys. And bye-bye. Just know that I care and I love you guys. Pat yourself on the back, please. Have compassion for yourself. Don't miss these events for the Summer of Healing. So sign up to the Collecting Stones meditation journey. I can honestly say you will never forget this 7-day journey. On your 7th day, it will be an experience that will live on forever in your soul, your heart, and spirit. Don't miss out. I love you guys.